Hi, how are you? It's a overcast Sunday, and how was your Sunday today? Right? Were you relaxing? Are you getting ready for May? Are you getting ready for next week? Um, it feels a little bit like a bit anxious, because I heard that another MCO is coming, so kind of get the mind, prepared around that. And yeah. Anyway, I hope everybody is being safe. I hope everybody is taking care of themselves and being healthy and fit at the same time. Okay? So today's topic is it time to raise our standards? All right? So I think that sometimes when we are kind of preoccupied by life and preoccupied by the routines of life and work and the things that we do on a daily basis, sometimes, yeah, things that are the same is good, isn't it? Because you know what to expect. You kind of can predict it because it's the same, isn't it? Right? So, and we kind of live day by day like that, isn't it? So wake up, go to work or whatever that you do. I think the question is it time to raise our standards? I think it's more of a wake up call a little bit. What I'm trying to say is don't get so used to being in default. Don't get used to, wake up, go to work and go to sleep, And the question is it time to raise our standards? And I'm not saying that, your standards are no good. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that if you're here, maybe it's time to get here, right? And if you're here, maybe it's time to get there. So I'm saying raise your standards no matter where your standards are. The thing is, I think a lot of us, including me, we're used to the things we're used to, and that means that we're used to being in the comfort zone. And being in the comfort zone is really good. It's comfortable, isn't it? And we don't like changes. We don't like, things like that. And hey, we're creatures of habit. So the thing is it time to raise our standards? I don't know. You decide. But I think that if we don't ask ourselves that question on a daily basis or a weekly basis, monthly basis, or even a yearly basis, and so every year is the same, which is good for some people, which is great. People like the same thing. But if you are looking for progress and you're looking for, either being fitter, either being stronger, either being, richer, or either being, more knowledgeable or being trained, skilled, just raise up, being, promoted, then I think it begs the question is it time to raise our standards, isn't it? And if you're the one who, constantly raises your standards, good for you, all right? So tell me how you do it, and we can all learn how we can raise our standards. There's a saying, they say that, if you hang around with 9 broke people, then you're the 10th, or I'm the 10th. So I think in terms of raising our standards, we gotta take a look at who we are, spending time with on a daily basis or a monthly basis or weekly basis. And I'm not saying that they're no good. Friends are friends. But in order to raise your standards, you want to take a look around at the people around you and say, maybe that's the reason why, or that you maybe if you want to feel challenged, but the people around you don't feel that way, they'd rather be the same, then probably it's good to get to join a group of people that kind of challenges you to raise your standards. They say that you can predict your income or your salary by the 5 people you meet with every day or on a daily basis or regularly, and the books you read, right? So if you want to raise your income, you probably want to mix around with friends that have a higher income, is it? What I mean was your income is the average of the 5 people you meet with. Okay, I got that wrong. Your income is the average of the 5 people you meet with. So if you want your income to go higher, you got to find, make friends with people who have earned more. Then it raises your income level. So again, that's another way to raise your standards. So I think that, it's good to raise our standards. It's good to keep our standards high. And if you haven't been asking yourself these questions, maybe it's about time that we all did ask questions, how to raise our standards. Another interesting thing is, those people who constantly raise their standards, they have rituals or they have habits that they follow, and so that they can achieve those standards and they live up to those standards. So for example, if you set a standard to become healthier and you look for people who are healthier, stronger, fit, and with stamina, and you look at them and say, wow, what are they doing? And if they have rituals, which are habits that they do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, that creates that kind of environment that makes them to live that standard, then that could be new rituals or new habits that you could add on to what you're doing now so that you can have those standards. So in order to raise your standard, you got to have new rituals that help you promote that standard. I mean, you can say, I want to be fit, but then your ritual is to watch TV and sit around and eat a lot, then that's not going to happen. The reason why standards are so important is because once you decide that you want to achieve a certain standard, for example, that you want to be more knowledgeable, this amazing thing about human beings is that we tend to want to live consistently with that standard. So if you say that, I want to be a knowledgeable person, then you will have rituals that help you live consistently with that standard that you would like to have. So you say, okay, I want to raise my standard, I want to earn more money. So maybe the ritual is that I'm going to work harder, or I'm going to work smarter, or invest differently, so that you live consistently towards that standard. But nonetheless, we need to have that standard first, and then the rituals will follow, because human beings, again, act consistently with that standard. I'll give you an example, an opposite one. So for example, most of us, in terms of what we do, have a standard of only paying the bills. So if we have enough to pay the bills, then that's how we're consistently there. Unless we have a different standard of, I want to have 10 times more than I have now in the bank. Give an example. So then what you do is find the rituals to do that, right? Because if our ritual is just to pay the bills, then we're not going to do anything more or anything extra to get more or earn more. And I think that applies to everything. If my standard is to still be round or something, or unhealthy or low stamina, then I'm not going to do anything to be healthier anymore. So if I'm going to raise my standards, right? It's just like setting a goal. So anyway, hi Oliver, I know. So if your standards are high, of course, find the rituals. And maybe if you haven't asked yourself that question for a long time, and kind of be in the comfort zone for a while, it's a good time to ask to raise your standard, right? To kind of get a little bit uncomfortable and don't live life by default. Kind of design where you want to be, and then you will, kind of live consistently with that standard by having these rituals or habits that help you sustain that standard. Okay? Hope that makes sense. If you find somebody, that probably needs a reminder, maybe you can send this to them. I hope that this sharing kind of gives you a different perspective about, not just setting goals, but really, being consistent and creating rituals that help you. All right? So thank you for joining in, if you've listened to this far, and I will see you in a couple of days. And if you have any questions or topics that you'd like me to share, or please do share. Let me know, and I love to talk about them. All right. So anyway, you want to say goodbye? You can say goodbye. Hi. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Okay. Bye bye. Press this one.